we will deal with fish preservation techniques. The fish is quickly perishable and will get spoiled if not properly preserved. Breakdown of proteins in fish flesh is fast. In fish and meat, the most important kinds of spoilages are enzymes causing autolytic spoilage, bacteria causing microbiological spoilage, and fat oxidation. The spoilage by enzymes is, as you know, enzymes are proteins which assist biological reactions. When fishes are killed, the enzymes in their body remain active for a short period. These enzymes break down and react with components of the flesh and release toxic substances. This affects smell, taste as it softens the flesh. The bacteria spoilage is the bacteria break down the cellular part of flesh by secreting some enzymes. The third spoilage is due to fat oxidation. The chemical reaction between fat and oxygen in the air gives rancid smell and taste to the flesh. The most important principle of fish preservation is cleanliness, sanitation, and to keep bacteria in check. Before preservation, the fishes should be washed with clean water to remove sand, blood stains, etc. The fish must be gutted, that is, removal of viscera, to check the effect of digestive enzymes and bacteria which cause deterioration of flesh by autolysis. The fish preservation techniques involves chilling, freezing, freeze drying, salting, drying, canning, and smoking. The salting is of two types, dry salting and wet salting. Drying is also two types, sun drying and mechanical drying. While canning can be carried out in two ways, that is pasting and pickling. The first will deal with the chilling method of fish preservation. As the name indicates, chilling means lowering of the temperature below -4 degrees centigrade. It is the effective method of preservation of the fish. Large quantity of ice is used to lower the temperature. The low temperature prevents bacterial action and autolysis. It prevents decay of the flesh. In a large vessel, alternate layers of ice and fish are arranged. To preserve large-sized fish, ice is applied in the abdominal cavity after guttation. Guttation means removal of viscera or visceral organs. The growth of the bacteria can be inhibited by incorporation of antibiotics. The next method is freezing. The fishes are preserved for the short time of transport for marketing by this method. The fishes can be preserved in refrigerator or deep freezers. It keeps the fishes frozen throughout. Large quantity of fishes are stored by freezing, but freezing causes loss of flavor and damage to the tissues. The water in the flesh form temporary crystals, so the quality of fish is inferior. So in the diagram you can see the fishes are preserved by placing ice in between the layers of fish. To prevent rancidity, rancidity means stale taste or smell because of decomposition or oxidation of fat or oil. So to prevent rancidity, fishes can be wrapped in aluminum foils or wax paper or glazing. So glazing is the process in which the fishes are dipped in water. The fish is first frozen and then it is dipped in water so that a layer of hard ice surround the fish, which prevents exposure of fish fat to atmospheric oxygen, and ultimately it prevents rancidity. Second method is freeze drying. It is also called as lyophilization or cryodesiccation. It is complicated, costly and laborious method. It is used only for fishes with high market value. In this, the vacuum freeze drying machine is used, which is shown in the picture. For this, the fish is first frozen and then dried by sublimation. The fish is frozen by placing it in a freezing chamber. The frozen fish tray are then transferred to the chamber containing horizontal heating plates in the drying machine. Here the fishes are dried in vacuum. As the temperature and pressure changes, ice crystals in the fish are vaporized rather than evaporated. So this prevents moisture from becoming a liquid before it is removed. So in this method, the fishes are first frozen. That means they are surrounded by the ice crystals. And then when they are placed in the drying machine, they are subjected to the pressure and temperature changes. So as a result, ice will not melt. Instead, it vaporized. So that process is called as sublimation. So the frozen fish is dried by the method of sublimation without formation of water. The vapors are formed. They are then packed in the airtight containers. Thus, this is a low temperature dehydration process that involves freezing the product, lowering pressure, and then removing the ice by sublimation. The flavor, color, and nutritive value of the fish can be fully preserved by this method. So the picture shows the freeze-dried fishes packed in the airtight container. The next method is salting. The salt coagulates protein within the tissues as well as it makes the enzymes inactive. The salt absorbs moisture from the tissues and reduces spoilage. Therefore, it is used as a preservative to lengthen shelf life of fish and fishery products. So, shelf life is the length of time for which any material can be stored without becoming unfit for consumption or sale. So, there are two methods of salting: dry salting and wet salting. The dry salting involves following procedure. The fishes are first rubbed with salt powder. So in the diagram, in the picture, you can see the salt powder is rubbed on the fishes. Then they are placed in a big container or cement tanks by arranging alternate layers of salt powder. Additional salt powder is sprinkled on them. After few days, brine, that is salt water containing body fluid of fish, is formed. The fishes are then removed and washed in their own brine. They are dried in the sun for 2 to 3 days by hanging to the rope attached to bamboo poles fixed in the seashore. So in the picture you can see the ropes are attached to the bamboo poles and the fishes are hanged to the hooks attached to the rope. So these fishes can be sun dried. The wet salting. This is the cheaper method as it requires less salt. It is applied for preserving large sized fishes. The scales of the fishes should be removed. The fishes are first gutted, that means the visceral organs are removed. The longitudinal slits are made on the body of the fish. Then the salt is applied in these incisions. The salt is also packed inside the abdominal cavity after guttation. Alternate layers of salt and fishes are made in the container, drum, or barrel. Next day, the fishes are shuffled so as to bring the bottom layer on the top. The salty water or brine penetrates the flesh. Extra brine from the container is drained off. The wet salted fishes are sold in the market without drying. Drying is practiced to remove moisture from the tissues and to prevent the growth of the bacteria. When sufficient water is removed from the tissues, the bacteria will no longer grow. So this is the next method of fish preservation, that is drying. So there are two methods of drying: sun drying and mechanical drying. The sun drying is applied for the small size fishes such as Bombay duck, ribbon fish. The two bamboo rods are fixed on the seashore in the sand and a rope is stretched between the poles. The ropes are provided with hooks to which the fishes are hanged, as shown in the picture. The large size fishes can be cut into pieces and dried. This method is unhygienic as the surface of the fish dries, but the moisture retains in the flesh. This may promote the growth of the bacteria and decomposition of the flesh. So the picture shows the large size fishes which are cut into fish pieces and dried in the sun. The next method of drying is mechanical drying, in which the machinery is used. So artificial dryers are used in this method. The dryers may be fixed in the room. The removal of water from the fish is achieved by a blast of hot air through dryer. The hot air drying machine is used for seafood drying. The drying chamber consists of a long tunnel in which washed and cleaned fishes are placed on trays or racks. Circulating fan sends the air to the heater, and the hot air then passes through the air duct into the inner chamber of dryer. The forced ventilation effect ensures the uniform drying. The temperature is controlled automatically. In this method, the natural flavor and nutritive value of the fish can be retained, and it gives high quality products. So you can see the drying machine having the drying chamber in which the trays are arranged longitudinally, and this is the circulating fan which keeps the ventilation, and in this tray the fishes are kept and they are subjected to hot air through the duct. So from the sideways, the hot air is blown on the fishes and the fishes will get dried. Now, advantages of dried fish are water content is reduced in drying process, so microbial activity cannot run at normal rate and reduces the spoilage of fish. Enzymatic and chemical processes causing fish spoilage are retarded. The sun drying is cheaper method as it does not require complicated machinery. Disadvantages of drying fish are the process is carried out only when bright sunlight is available. In sun drying, possibility of contamination with dust, sand infestation with insect is high. It requires a long duration which affects quality of final product. The shelf life of final product is not too long and poor quality product is produced in most cases. The shelf life of this final product is the maximum is 5 to 6 months. The other methods of fish preservation techniques will be explained in another video. So these techniques involves canning and smoking. The canning is of two types, pasting and pickling, and the last method is smoking that will be explained in the next video. Thank you.